Now look into the output of this program once again. I've used classes. Okay, I have used classes, but even when I have used classes, P and Q, it is 10 and 20. Inside the function, the values have been changed. But when you come out of the function, the values still remain the same. Now let us go back to my program. Now look here. I have used a class, another class, and called the function, but still the values have not been changed. Still the values have not changed. Anushri, tell me why the values have not changed. Anushri, tell me why the values have not changed. You get P is equal to 10 over here, isn't it? You get Q is equal to 20. You get this over here. Here also the output is the same. Okay. Here the output has changed. Agreed? Here the output has changed. P is equal to 20 and Q is equal to 10. But when you come back to your main, when you come back to the main, the outputs are the same. Tell me the reason. Why did it happen?
Call by reference.
No, it is not called by reference. Okay, first tell me, is it called by reference or called by value?
This is called by value by using a class and object.
Yes, this is also a call by value. This is also a call by value. Only thing what you've done is you have used classes over here. But look here. Here you are passing int, which is actually a primitive type in Java. This is a primitive type in Java. As I told you earlier, whenever you are passing in primitive types in Java, the values will not be changed. Are you getting me? Whenever you are passing primitive types in Java, it is called by value. Even though you have used a class, even though your function has been using a class, you are passing primitive values. It is P and Q itself over here. You are passing primitive values, which means it is a call by value. It is not a call by value. So this is actually a normal call by value program where you are using classes and an object to call the function. Are you getting me? To call the function called swap, you are using an object. Hope you're getting me, Anushri. What you told is perfectly correct. Even though you're using classes and objects, you are passing in primitive values. Because you are passing in primitive data types, it is still a call by value. Now let us see, with the help of objects and classes, how can you do a call by referencing in Java? Okay, now have the heading call by reference.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now if in call by value you pass primitive types, in call by reference, what should you be passing, Anushri? If in call by value you are passing primitive types, in call by reference, what should you be passing?
Non-primitive values.
Yes, you should be passing non-primitive data types. Okay, like class, object. You should be passing all of that as your parameters. You cannot pass P comma Q over here. Instead, you should be passing something called object.p, object.q, and so on. Are you able to get me? This is how you pass in a non-primitive type. So we will see how to do that. We will be seeing how to do that. Okay. Now I'll come back to my main over here. Mswap, I'll write CBR. Okay. I'll have a new program called by reference. I'll first finish off my main and then I will work on this. Okay. So call by reference. Okay, now as I told you earlier, you will have the same thing, the same program will work, object.swap. I'll have the same function so that it is easier for you. Object.swap. Now look here. You cannot pass P comma Q over here because the moment you pass P comma Q, it is a primitive type, isn't it, Anushri? The moment you pass in P comma Q, it is a primitive type, which means it is a call by value. We are planning to do a call by reference. So I should be passing something called object dot A or object dot B, or simply let's say two objects, object 1 and object 2. Now to pass object 1 and object 2, I will need an object 1 and object 2. Okay, so let me create that first. I am planning to have integers. First we'll do with integers and then we will do all data types. Okay, so
Yes,
I
ma'am.
cannot have a P and a Q, which means to have, okay, the easiest way is let me have a new class for numbers. Okay, I'll have a class called CNUM, N-U-M. I'll have a class called number. I will have a class called number, and you know, I won't have anything great in that. I'll just have a public int a. That's it. Public int a. This is all what I have in my. I'll make it in a single line so that you can see all things together. Okay. This is all what I have in my CNUM. Now what I will do here is I will create objects for this particular thing. Let's say, what did I plan to have? Object 1, right? I'll write CNUM object 1 is equal to new CNUM, and even I will create one more object. I will create one more object because simply because, you know, I need to pass in objects. I can't pass in values. Object 1 dot object 2. Okay, I've got two objects. Now I need to give in values for that. I'll write it here itself. Let's say object 1. What is the data type of object 1? Anushri, sorry, what is the data member of object 1? What is the data member of object 1? What is the data number of the class CNUM? What
Int
is
A.
Int A. Okay, so I will write here object 1 dot A is equal to 10. Okay. Object 2 dot A is equal to 20. Are things still here fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I've created two objects. I've created two objects of CNUM. CNUM is nothing but it carries an integer value. So I've given object 1 dot A is 10 and object 2 dot A is 20. Is that fine? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and now I'll have my parent, this one, cswap. Cswap obj is equal to the earlier code which I had deleted it away. Delete cheyanda kariyilla no. Okay. And now I'll have all my other code. A. I'll delete off this. I will even delete off this. System object dot, correct, object dot swap obj1 obj2. Okay, this will not be A, this is obj1 dot A, right? Obj1 dot A. Just copy all this, Control C. This is obj2 dot A. This is obj1 dot A. Okay, obj1 comma obj2. Okay, let me go into my swap. CNUM A, I'll change this. Can you see the screen which I'm writing? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I didn't change the function at all. Okay, this will be P dot A. P dot A. Okay, we were happy with the same. We did not do any changes over here. No. P dot A is equal to Q dot A. Q dot A. We didn't change the function. That is why. Okay. A is here. It will be P dot A. P dot A. Here it will be Q dot A. P dot A. And here it will be Q dot A. Looks good. Looks good. We didn't change that function at all. Okay. Hope you can see my command prompt.
No, ma'am.
Okay. It works perfectly.
Yes,
Now, look
ma'am.
here. Java CBR. Okay, now look here. Just a minute. Object 2 dot A. I didn't. Just a minute. Okay. Now look here. Let's see the output. Before swapping, A is 10 and B is 20. Okay, the SOP went wrong. That is why this is B. A is 10 and B is 20. You go inside the function. Before the swapping, A is 10 and B is 20. When you do the swapping, A becomes 20 and B is coming 10. When you come back to the main, look here, the changed recent values are there for P and Q. Okay, the recent values are there for P and Q. P is equal to 20 and Q is equal to 10, which means, when the control came to the main, the changed values are being retained. Are you able to get me? Is the output very clear for you? Before swapping, you had 10 and 20. After swapping, it is 20 and 10. And when you came back to the main, the changed values are returned, are retained. This is different to call by value. Now let me take my program once again. Okay, let me take my program once again. These were the small changes. This is B. Okay, now look here. Here you are passing a non-primitive. You are passing a non-primitive like an object. Okay, because you are passing a non-primitive, the value is changed. The value is changed. So that is what is meant by call by reference in Java. Call by reference in Java means when you call a function, simply having an object and a function will not do. Even the passing in things should be of non-primitive, something like an object. Only if you pass in non-primitives over here, the value will be changed. Okay, hope you're able to get it. Okay, here A is equal to 10, B is equal to 20. Okay, here also A is equal to 10, B is equal to 20. Here it is the reverse. It is changed, 20, 10. And when you come out of your main, the values are changed. The changed values are still retained over here. That is called call by reference. Okay, so hope you're getting the three ways in which you can write functions in Java. One is call by value. You simply pass in the primitives. Call by value means passing primitives. The values will not change. The other one is, I'll write everything over here so that you get an idea. Okay, one thing which we did was swap P comma Q. Okay, this was the normal thing which we wrote. Hope you remember that. We simply wrote swap P comma Q. This, you say it is call by value. The next thing which we did was we used an object. We called the function, but still we were passing in things through call by value. Okay, with the help of object, but objects were used. Okay, the third thing is, this is the first one, this is the second one, and this is the third one. This is call by reference. Okay, call by reference means, of course, you will have to use an object, and inside also you will have to pass objects. You call this call by reference. It is different from your C and CPP where you pass in all these pointers and stuff and all that. As I told you earlier, Java has no pointers. So call by reference means you will have to pass in non-primitives. Are you able to get me?
Yes.
Okay, so please have it. All these I'll go and comment. Okay, please have this program.